to the workshop. We've started messing around with this A-frame business for the motorhome. I purchased the A-frame and the Crossmember off of eBay, like you do. Full well knowing I was probably going to have to do some fabrication and metal work to make it fit the vehicle. So yeah, that's basically what's happened. The A-frame's in good condition. It's all been greased up, serviceable and working good. But the actual cross member, which is supposed to fit across the front of the car in replacement of the cross member what's on the car, it don't fit. So no big surprise with that really. So we've got to make something up, which is I had it all off yesterday and got some measurements, and that's what we're in the process of doing. But the weather's turned outside, so I can't really do much more outside, but I can show you what we've done here so far. So there's the A-frame there. Let's see. It's all been greased up in the ball head. It's all been greased on the grease nipples. It's all been cleaned up. It's all in pretty good bloody nick actually. So I'm happy with that. That's the dolly pin what goes through there when it's unfolded. So yeah. But this is where we are with this thing here, you see. We've got these. Right, so I bought this. I don't know if you can see on the camera. I've got this crossbar, yeah. Yes, I've already started cutting it already. But that was basically like that. That was on there, that was welded. That was welded like that, you see, on there. Like that. Had some gussets there which came down, which I think I've still got. Look, these here, these were on there like that, welding all up, but it's a bit straighter. Anyway, don't even get close to fitting on the vehicle. Didn't even get close. Those spacings were a bit weird as well. So anyway, but on the vehicle in question, it's a Ford KA. Now on the Ford KA, there are two cross members on the Ford KA. There's the upper one and the lower one. Now, as far as I know, a lot of the companies, and don't put me to this, I'm just saying what I think. This is just it's just a video for information. I ain't telling anyone to go out and make their own crossbars or all that. You got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't even bother. You need the equipment, you need welders, plasma cutters and all the rest of it to do it. So if you ain't got it, you ain't going to do it anyway. But anyway, back to the car. It's got two cross members, one at the top, one at the bottom. Now, as far as I know, they only replaced the one on the bottom. Fine, but it's not going to be in the right place. Now, if you replace the one on the bottom, what you have to do, not only do you have to have this cross member, but it also needs to be bent downwards as well. So this bit has to go like that. Yeah. Now, if anyone knows anything about how stresses work in metal, if you bend something like that and then bend it like that, now you're creating more of a lever. You're creating more of a lever. So when you pull it, it wants to pull it away. So keeping it straight is better. But this is where I've come in with my bit of a plan. These here are going to be the new, these pieces of metal here, these were cut out of this stuff. I've got a few long lengths of I-beam, yeah. Well, I've cut the rib out of the I-beam. Where's the rib? Initially I was going to use the rib because it's, you know, it's thick enough. I can clean the edges up, but it's the same thickness. It's the same thickness as what we got here. What was being used, which is plenty. It's plenty thick enough. But then I came up with another idea. I used the top of the I-beam. Well, using the top of the I-beam, you keep the rib in it where it's been welded. This rib here gives it much more strength. So when it's bolted to the vehicle that way and the crossbars on it this way, that's acting more. It's going to have more rigidity in that section, if you can see what I mean. So the bar will be welded to this coming out, and this is hell of a strong then, and it's 6mm thick. So this is a better proposition, in my opinion. So now what we've got to do though, being as there's two crossbars, and this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets very interesting. I've made some templates, you see, where the holes go for the crossbar. And if you can see on there, I don't know if you can, but there's 2 holes there and 2 holes there for the lower cross member. And there's 2 holes there and 2 holes there for the upper cross member. Yeah. Now, on the car, they're independent of each other. If you undo these 4 and the 4 on the opposite side, that one will come off. If you undo them 4 and the other 4 on the other side, the top one will come off. But what I'm going to do is put the two together. So we'll have 2 plates either side. 2 plates either side like that, you see. Yeah. I'm going to cut the cross member on the vehicle. Now obviously make a template so I know my spacings are right. Install the cross member onto my metal here. Install the lower one. Install the lower one on there. Yeah. So now we've got a complete unit with both crossbars on. And then we're going to install this one across the centre where it needs to be positioned. So this way we've got we've got 8 M8 bolts with a stress load of 14.1 kilonewtons. Well, that means to say each one of those bolts is capable with a pulling force of 1.5 tons. So you've got 8 bolts with a shear strength of 1.5 tons, and there's 8 of them. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 tons on each side. So that's equivalent to 24 tons of pulling force off the front of the vehicle. So you're not gonna have that amount of force on the front of the vehicle, 24 tons. If you had 24 tons on the front of the vehicle, I reckon the vehicle will fold up. So it's going to be plenty strong enough. Because at the end of the day, the 2 16mm bolts what go on your tow eye, I think they're only capable of standing about 20 tons. I'll have to look into the figures on the 16mm bolts, but I think they're capable of a shear force of about 16 tons. So with that said, bolting it up the way I'm doing it is actually going to make it stronger, a lot stronger. But there's a bit of metal work involved with it, but it's doable. So, but that's where we are with it. It's going to take a bit of messing around. As I say, I managed to get it all off yesterday and get some templates for what we're going to do. Like I say, it's not for everybody. It's not a video for the DIYer. This isn't meant for the DIYer. This is for someone who's done metal work all his life and that kind of stuff, who can weld, knows things about bolts, because you can get different types of bolts as well, stress loaded bolts. You get the 8.8s and you can get the 10.9s, and they've got different stress loading. I think you can even get 12.9s or 12.5s, higher grade bolts, and they've got a different stress loading. So if you know all these things and you do a bit of research in what you're doing or what you're trying to achieve, that's fine. But if you don't know nothing about any kind of mechanical engineering or anything, don't even bother going there. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it, because you can buy bolts off the shelf which have got a very low stress loading. They could be only up to 1/2 ton. Well, you put them on there, now you're going to have trouble. It might be alright for a little while, but in the end they're all going to start working loose. They start working loose and then they shear off. That's not good. So, you know, it's having a little bit of know-how goes a long way. So like I say, this video is not a video to show you how to make it. It's a video explaining how you can make it, and if it's some help to somebody who knows what they're doing, fine. I mean, they might have an idea I haven't got. You know, this is the thing about engineering. Someone comes up with an idea and they go, oh, that's a good idea. So everyone's got their interpretation on how to do things. So this is my interpretation on how I'm going to do this. It's going to work. The calculations work. It's going to work. So the only problem I'm going to have is trying to figure out how to get the brake cable in, because I can't see an easy way of getting the brake cable in onto this cross member, because the condensing radiator is in the way for the air conditioning, and the bumper would be in the way, and yeah, I'll figure it out, but it's something I need to look into. But anyway, that's where we are with that. So once we've got a few holes drilled and all the rest of it, and the weather's changed and I can leave the front of the car off and work in the dry weather outside, we will carry on with this. But that's where we are with it at the moment. So yeah, I just thought I'll put that video together for you, and if it's some help, great. If you find it interesting, give it a thumbs up. Cheers. I'll say the old tyre remover what we bought. We got the duck head for it now. That's fitted up in the other workshop down the back here. I've got the duck head for it, and I'll actually changed a couple of transit tyres with it, and it was very easy. So all the flapping about you see when I had it over here, oh, that's a thing of the past. But as I say, that's when I first got it, just trying it out up here to see what it was like on this review. But now it's all bolted down and it's working really well. It's easy to change the tyre with that, and balancing, yeah, balancing's a bit of a flaff really with that balancer I've got, but it works. You can do it. So there you are. Anyway, that's the tow bar. It will be the tow bar. Like I say, we're going to have, let me just go through it again. We will have that be going across there, as like I say. Let's lift this up a minute. So that'll be going across there like that. It'll be the original cross member going across here, which is going to be cut off of its mounts, and then the other one will be going across the top, and this one will be in the middle where we want it. But I'm hoping I can get this brake cable situation sorted out somehow. But anyway, that'll be when the weather is a bit better and it's not bloody raining, because all it does is bloody rain in this country. And it's not that, you know, it's not that warm either. So anyway, so there we are. That's a bit of a video. Thanks for liking and subscribing and following the channel. All the best, and we'll see you soon.